All right, welcome to your first video. In this video, we're going to talk about the syllabus and just a little bit about how this class is going to work, and hopefully answer some questions, make sure you know everything before we get started. So this does say Algebra 1. It is possible that you're taking Algebra 2 or maybe even geometry with me, but the structure is still the same, so we're going to just talk about those things really quickly. First of all, this class is what I call flipped classroom. If you've done this before, you may have done it in parts, but maybe not in whole. So what that means is that we're going to do the learning. Usually you're going to do some learning activities at home, and then we're going to do some practice things together. So what I want to show you is right here in daily videos. It is expected that you will watch a video pretty much every single day and take notes on it. You should be watching the entire video before class, and it will always be linked on Google Classroom. So at this point, if you do not have your notifications turned on for Google Classroom, or you don't have Google Classroom on your phone, which I strongly recommend, you should do that. Also, when you watch a video, you are expected to take notes. They will also be graded. I'm going to recommend you take them in a spiral notebook. You need to take complete notes. That includes all definitions, diagrams, and examples. Again, those are to be done before you come to class. So the very first thing that you will do when you come in is hold up your notes. This right here is the only video you do not have to have notes for. You can consider your syllabus notes that I've already done for you. All right, when you come into class then, we will spend some time going over the video and the notes. I don't always expect that you have learned everything the first time around. I totally get that. Some of you say, online learning is not for you, and I hear you, but you are expected to do your best to make sense of what you've seen before and to take good notes and mark good questions. So that when we're together, we're going to be doing assignments in class, and ideally you will finish those things in class. So you shouldn't really have homework. You should be working hard in class to get those things accomplished. We will have quizzes in class every 3 to 5 lessons, and the structure of those will make more sense really after we have our first one, but just know we have one about once a week, and then we will have exams. There will be no retake or correction opportunities given for exams, so it's important that you know that, and that when we have those exams, which are about once a month, you prepare for them well the first time. All right, grading procedures. This specifically talks about Algebra 1, and it just makes this note that Algebra 1 is 2 semesters, which means it runs from July all the way until May. However, it's 2 separate grades, and so if you're a freshman, we'll talk about that because that's a little bit different for you. You're not necessarily used to that structure. But this next part is the same for all of you, no matter which course you're taking with me. So this part right here, most of your grade in the course is going to come from what we do in my classroom, the things that come from me, Miss Williams, not the things from the state. So 5% of your grade comes from videos and notes, your participation activities. 15% of your grade is going to come from your practice assignments that we do every single day. But 80% of your grade, now this is a big number, but 80% of your grade is going to come from tests. So it is really important. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it is very important that we do these practice participation things so that we're prepared when those tests type events come along. Your EOC is worth 15% of your grade, and you can see here that it is broken into a calculator and a non-calculator part. There are 3 parts to it. I don't remember if that's the same as middle school, but that will be the structure from what I know for everything for Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry. And some of you already know that because you've taken 2 of those courses already. So that will not change, and it is still worth 15% of your grade. If you are taking Algebra 1, and it is a year-long course, then this 15% does not apply until the spring semester. All right? If you have had me before, this next part is a little bit different, so I just want to make sure that you see it really well. And if you haven't had me before, then obviously this is still something that you need to know. No late grades will be taken for videos and notes. So you are expected to do those on time, the day they are before class begins for that day. And if you miss that deadline, then you miss that deadline. I do allow a late penalty of 50% to be applied to practice assignments and learning activities. However, you need to not play that game on a regular basis, because that's going to set you behind for quizzes and exams. So just know that you need to be getting as much as you can done on time every time. There will be also, I think this is listed above, but there will be no retakes allowed for unit or benchmarks exams. And at some point I will go over what the retake policy is, not the policy, but what you have to do to earn retakes on quizzes. There's a retake form that you should be getting in class that lists out all the requirements for you to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. So while we're already here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you the quiz retake form. You may have gotten either a quick copy of this on your first day, or I might show them to you at a different date, but just so that you have a chance to see it. I do allow quiz retakes, not exam retakes, but the quiz retakes. However, there are some things that you must do to be able to earn that. So it's not like you just come in and do poorly and then you get to retake it the next day and do better, okay? So three things that you have to get done. First, I need this analysis of your original quiz. So you're going to have to tell me why the original quiz didn't go well. Was it, did you not have good study habits? Did you not ask questions when you needed to? Or is it just a difficult topic that you needed more practice on and you knew that going in? I just need to see that you are reflective in that practice. Then you need to attend tutoring with a math teacher, or if you have a personal tutor, that's fine as well. It could be me. Most people come to me, most of my students do, but if you for some reason feel more comfortable with another tutor, another teacher, that you feel like would be able to help answer your questions, then you're absolutely able to go to do that. And then completed work. So remember, there are no late grades for videos and notes. However, if you want to retake a quiz and you haven't watched any of the videos for that, or you haven't taken any of the notes for that, then you're not going to be able to do the retake. So you're going to have to go back and watch the videos and take the notes. So you may as well do that the first time. I'm saying that we do the videos and notes not because I'm trying to give you lots of extra things to do, but because you need the practice with those things. That's a good learning skill. It's a good learning opportunity, and so you need to be engaged in that. And then also, all assignments must be completed to at least 80%. So if you've got assignments that you haven't done and then you don't do well on a quiz, well, kind of makes sense probably why you didn't do well. So we need to go back and get those assignments completed. Retakes must be completed during tutoring. So it's important that these things take priority during tutoring and not during advisory. And they need to be done in a timely manner. So within 1 week of the original quiz being returned. Some of you are going to know when you take a quiz, man, that didn't go well. And so you're able to come back and retake it maybe even before it's returned to you. But you need to plan to retake those quizzes in a timely manner, not months and months after they were originally taken. That is not helpful for you, and you know how math works. We need to get those things done quickly. All right, this page we should have gone over in class together today, so I don't know that there's anything else that I really need to say here. Other than if you have any questions about supplies that you need, about how to access any of these online resources, please let me know as soon as you can. And again, I just want you to make sure that if you have questions, please ask. That's true of me or any of your teachers in high school. You're going to do yourself some good if you will ask ahead of time instead of waiting and just hoping that you figure it out, because that usually does not work out as well as one might hope. All right, which leads me to our student expectations page. This again is the same for any class that you're taking with me. So the top 7 things are things that are noted in your student handbook. Students must submit work on the time schedule as by the teacher. You need to be checking your email pretty regularly. You're responsible for emailing if you need help. If you have technical issues, you need to talk to Miss Blair in the library immediately. Don't wait on those things. You are not permitted to use cell phones in class. That is a school-wide rule. Students may not use a hall pass for the first 15 or last 15 minutes of class. Again, that is a school-wide rule. And you need to be coming prepared with a Chromebook and a charger to class each day. Again, that is a school-wide rule, and there are consequences in the student handbook for not coming with a Chromebook or a charger to class when you come. So things that are specific to my class. Along with that, you need to come prepared to class. You need to have all your classroom supplies, including your Chromebook and your charger, your video and notes completed before you come in. So you need to be prepared. That is very important. If you're not prepared, then you're wasting time. You're going to waste my time and your classmates' time trying to get yourself caught back up. So do what you need to do ahead of time and contact me if you have any issues. Expect daily due dates. So that is important. Do not think that you're just going to come in here and have stuff to do every once in a while. This is high school. And if you're in Algebra 2, it's a beast. So expect that we will be moving and you need to be keeping up with what we're doing. Communicate. You need to make sure that you have communication things on your phone. So I would say most specifically, I would put Google Classroom on my phone and maybe even my email if I was a student, but definitely Google Classroom. You're going to see announcements on there. You're going to see when assignments are posted on Google Classroom. Almost every single assignment you have should be posted through Google Classroom. I will create a class Google chat for us, which I think runs through your email. So a lot of times students find that's a really helpful way to send me a quick message. So I'll make sure you have that. For our classroom, some guidelines for you to see. These are behavioral guidelines. Everything that occurs should contribute to the learning of all students. So if you're doing something that is going to keep you from learning or keep someone else from learning, don't do that thing, okay? Anything you do needs to be contributing positively to the learning of all students. So the things that I say kind of stand out, and we should have talked about these in class, but display a positive attitude. You may not always feel positive, but I don't need to hear you moaning and groaning. It's not going to help us. So have a positive attitude, and then you might start feeling actually more positive about things. Always do your best work, so I don't need laziness in here. You do your best, and I will come alongside you to help you in any way that I absolutely can. And then obviously treat yourself and others with kindness and respect. That should be something that hopefully you live your life by. All right, two little, I don't even know what to call these little rules. These are not really like big things, but they are important. Phones need to be hanging in the back of the class each day. We're not going to use our phones. We need to get them out of your hands, really, and out of distractions way. So we have a spot in the room, which you have already seen, which is where you're going to hang your phone each day at the beginning of class. It's also how I take attendance. And then hall passes, we're going to try to minimize those because we need to be in class learning and using that time. So you're permitted 3 hall classes per 9-week period. Any hall passes that are not used will go towards extra credit for this class. And then absences. Basically, I mean, you can read this, right? If you're going to be out for a long time, if you, for whatever reason, you have sickness or something else going on, you need to contact me immediately. Like ASAP, do not wait. Contact me as soon as you can. I don't need to know all the nitty-gritty details of your life, but I do need to know if you're going to be out for more than a few days. Also, if you are going to be out, there is always an option for you to meet virtually with me. That doesn't mean that your friends have to see you. I can put you on the screen and you can just be part of the discussion and what's going on that day, or just kind of a fly on the wall watching what we're doing in class and participating at home. But you need to be part of those classroom things if you can. I don't waste time. If we didn't have anything to do, we wouldn't be at school. So if we're at school, we got stuff to do. So if you're going to be out, you need to contact me. This is kind of a new one for me this semester. Missed work needs to be turned in the day you come. So if you're out, let's say you're out on a Tuesday, when you come back on Wednesday, I expect you to turn in the assignments that were originally due on Tuesday. And you should, with Google Classroom, have access to new assignments that were created when you were out. You also need to make plans to attend tutoring. I am in my classroom every day from 7:45 to 8:10. And you do not have to make an appointment with me to do that. You just need to come. It is important, even though the advisory time exists, that you make use of tutoring, not just advisory. I will not always have an opportunity for you to come see me during my advisory. And if you are not trying to come to tutoring also, I will not allow you to come to my advisory. There is a reason tutoring time is separate from advisory time. So please make time to come and see me during tutoring if you need me, or to send me a message. Sometimes I can answer math questions in a text message at home at night. All right, I think that's all.